The rest is self-crocheted. And finally, winding, there are 2 coils. Winding what time hook. Crochet a lock pin to fix. Leave about 3 crochet lengths and cuts. Pick the thread out. Tighten, done. Take out the bag. Put the shoulder strap on the suture needle. Organize the bag. The shoulder straps are sewn on the sides. First, it is penetrated through the short needle on one side. Wear it out here. The position is fixed. Press the shoulder strap after stretching it open. Wear it from above. Penetrate the shoulder straps. Wear it from the shoulder strap to the previous position. You can wear it at will and fix it. It feels firm after a few laps. Turn around again. Take this thread from the shoulder strap. The extra thread is hidden in the shoulder strap. The thread is here. One step back. Keep threading the needle and sew out. Cut. Put a stitch on the other side. Organize the shoulder straps in a forward direction. After sorting it out neatly, put it in the bag. Position aligned. Determine the direction of the shoulder straps again. Then wear it from here. The sewing method is the same as on the other side. Come back a few times. Hide this thread. Go back and hide it with a needle. Cut the thread. This is what it looks like after sewing on both sides. Take out the bag cover. Put on suture needles. Okay, put it aside when you're dressed. Take out the main body and place the side you don't think looks good facing up. Place the bag cover on the main body. Look, this is where the short thread is. Now, this is the back of the bag. There are 4 petals on the back. Hang a marker buckle to mark above the short thread at the end. There is a pull pin at the junction of the second petal and the third petal. The needle is short. Buckle up on the bottom, these 2 petals. Count 1 or 2 from here, where the second petal joins the third. Mark buckle. Fasten the mark to the body of the bag. buckle on the side of the back shoulder strap. It goes from the inside out. And the other side, too. Mark the location first. Make sure again. Marking well is not easy to make mistakes. Optimistic about the position of the short thread. First from here. Go along the semicircular seam. Unsewn lace. Then sew it straight. And then sew back along the semicircle. Pick it up. Hold your hand inside. Thumbs down on the outside. Organize the location. Where the short threads are aligned, thread the needle from here to inside. Press and hold this position to sew out. After sewing in, then sew it out from the needle on the side. Thread the needle inside. Sew out of the eye of this needle. Sewed from the next stitch into the inside. Start sewing along the sidelines. Finished while sewing. Prevent the lines from wrinkling together. Sew it out from the side here. Sewing along this circle of long needles. Don't sew to the petals. It has now been sewn to the mouth of the bag. Next, sew it sideways. Remove the marker buckle. Now start sewing to hemming. Remove the marker buckle. Sew the rest. Next, sew off the remaining semicircles. Note that it is sewn back. It can point the package towards our body. Sewing done. Finally, sew the thread to the outside. Hide the thread. Because it is a white thread, you can only pick the texture of the long needle. Transition the white line to the lace here. Where nearby. Fasten the seams with your thumb. Then pick here. Pick the texture of the long needle and hide the thread in it. Cut the thread. Next, start sewing the buckles. Break the tooth buckle first. One thin and one thick. Put the thick ones aside. Sew thinly first. One side is a raised large point, and the other side is a raised small point. The bulging point is facing up. Cut out a length of white thread about 30 centimeters. Take the thread apart. Take it apart and pull out one to sew the magnetic buckle. Put on suture needles. Align the threads. Double seam. The bulging point is facing up. Cover the bag first. Suture the magnetic buckle in the middle. Organize the shoulder straps and bag covers. Here is the first circle of the bag cover. The place where the center point is aligned is the middle position. Put the magnetic buckle in the middle. Don't sew the lace. Hold it still. First, sew this hole on the right. Transition the thread to the right. Pick the texture of the long needle first. Be careful not to sew the thread out, because the tail is not knotted. Take a stitch backwards from here and sew it out. According to the position of the thread, it is sewn through holes, sewed from the outside in. Sewed back and forth 3 times. Sew about 4 turns. Cut off the thread. Put the thread under the magnetic buckle. Cover. Continue to sew from the bottom of the buckle to the other side. Finally, pick the texture of the long needle. Hide the thread. Release. Disconnect. Take out the thread of about 30 centimeters, the color of the bag body. Cut a length of 30 centimeters. Draw a strand. Start sewing another magnetic buckle. The concave side sects the raised side. Cover the bag. Neatly organized. Press and hold the magnetic buckle and lift the cover. Separate the 2 magnetic buckles. Hold this magnetic clasp down. Transition the thread to this hole. Start sewing from the bottom hole. One stitch backwards, knotted and fixed. Sewed from the side. Finally, pick the thread and hide the needle. Take out flowers, petals, and leaves. Stick the petals on first. Find the location first. Cover the bottom edge of the bag. Take out the lighter. Glue stick heating. Melt and apply to the flower core. Hold it down and let it cool. Glue the surrounding petals. Hold. Start gluing poles. Be careful to put the braids face up. The flower rod is glued under the magnetic buckle. You can make a shape for the flower pole. Fix the position of the flower pole first. Apply a little less glue. Fixed while smearing. Continue to heat and fix. Next, stick the leaves. Can be placed high and low or symmetrical. The braids are facing up. The leaves stick to the front. Trim the part that overflows the glue. Work completed.